Hello aspirants and welcome again to Legacy IAS Academy. In this lecture, we will be seeing that why food inflation still remains a challenge. And it's a very interesting lecture because the reason is very paradoxical, meaning there are reasons which could have suggested that food inflation will go down. We'll see what is that reason. However, in spite of that, it is still going to remain high. We'll understand in detail taking example of 4 different commodities. So let's quickly get started. First things first, the food inflation was quite high, over 9%. It also went over 10%, but recently it has come down to 8.39%. You don't have to remember the exact numbers, but it is hovering close to 10%, which is very high, especially for food, because food is a basic commodity. If inflation would be high in a different basket of goods and services consisting of luxury products and stuff, okay, probably it's not that bad, but in food, it is actually that bad because it is a basic necessity. So it was this, it has come down, but it seems very difficult that it will come down below this in the coming months and quarters. Now let us understand why is that the case. Before we do, one important thing, as I said, suggested that it should come down was the increased acreage which was there with respect to certain crops, right? So what is the increased acreage anomaly? The anomaly is that in a lot of crops there has been an increase in the amount of land on which it has been sown. For example, increased acreage is present in wheat, in chana or chickpea, maize, that is the bhutta, the corn, maize, potato, as well as onion, and there has been decrease in some, for example, mustard. But even though it has increased in wheat, for example, we will see that still in wheat also there is a chance of increase in the prices, and hence it is very difficult that the food inflation comes down. So let us see why this is happening. This is happening because of one simple reason, if I have to tell you generally. Just an increased area of the sowing of the crops does not necessarily means increased production. And even if the production is increased, the supply may not be increased, because supply depends on various other factors, because it's not just the production. The total supply not just consists of production but also of imports, not just of import but also the stock which the government has kept with itself, for example the food grain stock. So all these factors together give us the total supply. So it is the supply side constraint. There are supply side issue which we are going to see taking example of these 4 commodities: wheat, sugar, potato and edible oil. So let's get started with wheat first. So when it comes to wheat, if you see the wheat, and here is the stock of wheat that we are talking about as of January 1st in different years. So you can see different years in which it is 343 tons, 343 lakh tons. 343 lakh, I think that was the highest, but still very recently it was 327, 42, 330. But if you see present, the norm is 138, minimum 138 has to be kept, but at times the government has kept way higher. But presently it is what? 184.11, which is not that high, which is way below these high numbers, and it is the 5th lowest in close to in over a decade and a half. So the stocks are not that promising. That is one thing. Secondly, already if you look at certain market, the example of Delhi market is taken here, it is already dealing at a very high price as against a low price in last year. Now what is the reason for this? The reason is that the government has not come up with a huge amount of open market sale. Okay, let's understand what is open market sale. See, whenever the price of this wheat goes up, not whenever, but at times when the price of wheat goes up, the government has a provision to come up with an open market scheme or sale in the open market. What is that? So if the wheat prices are going up, what can be the reason? Either the supply has reduced or the demand has increased, basically the demand supply mismatch. So what the government does is, whatever stock it has, some amount of stock it brings back in the market, which increases the availability of wheat, which brings down the prices of the wheat. That is what the government does. Now that procedure this year around, the government has done very less. In some months of this year, only 12.42 lakh tons of wheat was brought in the open market scheme from April to December. Whereas the same scheme had given over 100 lakh tons in last year. Okay, in April, March 2023-24. So in 1 year, it was over 100, and recently from April to December, that is around half the year, right? In fact, more than half the year, it is just 12.42 lakhs. So this is very less. Since very less supply has come from the government stocks, the prices have remained high. Now, why did the government do that? The government could have brought in more. Why? Because look, remember the first chart, the stock with the government itself is very less. That is why government did not bring out more. It is saving probably for the upcoming quarters. I hope that is absolutely clear. Now further, how much stock you can have, how much open market sale you can do will depend on the stock, and the stock will depend on the crop that was there in the preceding years as well. So that effect also keeps carrying forward. That is another reason. That is why the government cannot just like that come up with too much quantity of open market sale scheme. So what is the solution? The solution is basically the nature, or to be specific, the weather. In weather also specifically the temperature. Why the temperature? So because the kernels form for the wheat, the starch develop inside the grain of the wheat, and that's what leads to huge production. Now that is facilitated with a proper maintenance of the temperature, that is in the early 30s. The maximum temperature should be in the early 30s. Right. So if the maximum temperature remains in the early 30s, and if it remains for a longer duration, the grain feeling of the wheat takes place nicely and the productivity will be high. So this is what is required. But remember, if it goes the other way around, if the temperature overshoots, then that can do what harm to the production, and the productivity can go down as well. So if the mercury surge means if the temperature rise, if the summer comes on sooner, the temperature rises, the development of grain will not take place and the production will go down. How will the production go down? See, because when the grain is filled properly, the size of the grain can be bigger. If it is not, the size of the grain will be smaller. Smaller means less weight means less productivity. Is as simple as that. Okay, so that is what is required. Now, what are the prospects or chances of a bumper wheat crop? The chances is good because the winter this time has come in slightly later. So since it has come in slightly later, it is estimated that the summer may also come in slightly later. So we may see an elongated duration, not the duration, but the winter lasting for a later month rather than ending it fast. So for example, the winter has come late in December. In December, the onset has been late. Instead of November, it has been in December. So instead of ending in February, it may possibly extend till end of February or beginning of March. So that can help. That is a possibility. And many global weather agencies are forecasting that. At the same time, they are forecasting mild La Nina. When La Nina is present, the temperatures are lower. So another positive outlook we have in the forecast. So this was one thing. Now coming on to sugar. What has happened with sugar? In sugar, what has happened is India's sugar production has been pegged to be lower than what it was previously. So previously it was close to 320 lakh tons. Now it will be a healthy 50 lakh tons less. Why? The reason is drought in 2023. Now, how is drought in 2023 affecting now? Because see, sugar cane is a 10 to 12 month crop. Means it takes a complete 1 year. It's grown in drought prone regions of Marathwada district of Maharashtra. It is also grown in Uttar Pradesh. Maharashtra and Uttar Pradesh are the leading producers of sugar cane. Now when sugar cane is not produced properly, how will the sugar be produced? That is a problem. So since drought is there, it has affected the sugar cane's production and hence sugar cane's availability, as a result of which the sugar production has gone down and it is estimated to be going down in the coming year. Coming on to the next commodity, that is potato. Now potato are generally sown in mid-October to mid-November. However, as I said that the winters set in late, so the temperatures were still higher even in mid-October and mid-November. That is why the sowing of potatoes was delayed by around 15 days. as a result of which it may not get proper time to sprout and germinate and develop, and the productivity can still be down. But again, since the onset of winter was low, maybe it extends till February end and March beginning. That can help. That is a possibility. We are still not sure. As a result of which, just the increase in the sowing of the area need not necessarily mean increased production. Then you have the edible oil. What is the issue with the edible oil? The government has simply increased the import duty on edible crude palm oil. What it has done from 5.5% to 27.5%. So palm oil, edible oil, a lot of it is still imported. Now, when the import duty is high, the cost will be high. That is one thing. Secondly, what Indonesia has done, it has raised the mandatory blending requirement of palm oil. So, Indonesia will now require more palm oil in their own country, as a result of which they will be exporting less. As a result of which, India will be able to import lesser, because we import from Indonesia. So, the cost will be higher. We will be able to import lesser. That will again increase the prices. It will increase the prices of the 3 crude vegetable oil that India imports from Indonesia. As a result of which, the edible oil prices will also remain high. Now, when you talk about wheat, potato, sugar, edible oils, all these are essential commodities with respect to food. And when these prices are high, then we can say that there is a challenge we are still facing with respect to the food inflation. So what is the solution here? The solution, one is hoping that the weather is such that the winter remains for some longer duration up to March. That is one thing. Secondly, we have to look for imports from other avenues to address the short-term requirements as well. Thank you.